Please be advised that the following program contains language and content of an adult nature.
I'm Edward Asner.
I'm Jane Kasmerick.
I'm Dan Castellaneta.
I'm Anne H.
This is Alfred Molina.
I'm Christine Lottie.
This is LA Theater Works. I'm Susan Lowenberg.
What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun?
Inspired by these words from a Langston Hughes poem, Lorraine Hansberry created one of the great seminal works of American theater, A Raisin in the Sun. Her groundbreaking work, which opened on Broadway in 1959, chronicles the Younger family on the south side of Chicago. They are about to receive a sizable insurance check and soon begin clashing with one another over what to do with the money. This compelling portrait of competing dreams earned Hansberry the New York Drama Critics Circle Award for Best Play at the age of 29. She became the youngest playwright and the first African American to win that honor. And now, LA Theater Works presents A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry, starring Judy Ann Elder, Corey Hawkins, Deirdre Henry, and Rutina Wesley.
Wake up, Travis. Travis. Come on now, boy, wake up. Come on, Travis, it's 7:30. I said hurry up, Travis. You ain't the only person in the world got to use the bathroom.
Just 5 more minutes.
Travis, wake up. Whew. Walter Lee. Walter Lee, it's after 7:30. Let me see you doing some waking up in there now. You better get up from there, man. It's 7:30, I tell you. All right. You go on ahead and lay there. And the next thing you know, Travis will be finished, and Mr. Johnson will be in there, and you'll be fussing and cussing around here like a madman. And be late, too. Walter Lee, it's time for you to get up.
Is he out yet?
What you mean out? He ain't hardly got in there good yet.
Well, what was you doing all that yelling for if I can't even get in there yet? The check coming today?
They said Saturday, and this is just Friday. And I hopes to God you ain't gonna get up here first thing this morning and start talking to me about no money. Because I about don't want to hear it.
Oh, you look young this morning, baby.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just for a second, stirring them eggs. Just for a second, it was, you look real young again. It's gone now. You look like yourself again.
Man, if you don't shut up and leave me alone.
First thing a man ought to learn in life is not to make love to no colored woman first thing in the morning. Y'all some evil people at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Come on, Daddy, come on.
Well, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Well, hurry
Come
up.
on, here comes Mr. Johnson coming down the hall.
Oh, I'm coming.
Go on. Sit down and eat your breakfast, Travis.
Mama, this is Friday. Check coming tomorrow, huh?
You get your mind off money and eat your breakfast.
Well, this is the morning we supposed to bring in 50 cents to school.
Well, I ain't got no 50 cents this morning.
Teachers say we have to.
I don't care what teachers say. I ain't got it. Eat your breakfast, Travis.
I am eating.
Hush up now and just eat.
You think Grandmama would have it?
No. And I want you to stop asking your grandmother for money. You hear me?
Golly, I don't ask her. She just give me it sometimes.
Travis Willard Younger, I got too much on me this morning.
Maybe Daddy.
Travis!
Could I maybe go carry some groceries in front of the supermarket after school then?
Just hush, I said. Well, if you're through eating, you can make up your bed.
Mama, could I please go carry groceries?
Honey, it's starting to get so cold evenings.
What is it he wants to do?
Go carry groceries at the supermarket.
Well, let him go.
I have to. She won't give me the 50 cents.
Why not?
Because we don't have it.
What'd you tell the boy things like that for? Here, son.
Thanks, Daddy.
In fact, here's another 50 cents. You buy yourself some fruit today or take a taxi cab to school or something.
Whoopee!
Hey, you better get down now and get to school, man.
Okay, goodbye.
That's my boy. You know what I was thinking about in the bathroom this morning?
No.
How come you always try to be so pleasant?
What is there to be pleasant about?
You want to know what I was thinking about in the bathroom or not?
I know what you was thinking
About
about.
what me and Willie Harris was talking about last night.
Willie Harris is a good-for-nothing loudmouth.
Anybody who talks to me got to be a good-for-nothing loudmouth, ain't he? What you know about who just a good-for-nothing loudmouth? Charlie Atkins was just a good-for-nothing loudmouth too, wasn't he? When he wanted me to go into the dry cleaning business with him, and now he grossing $100,000 a year. $100,000 a year. You still call him a loudmouth?
Oh, Walter Lee.
You tired, ain't you? You tired of everything. Me, the boy, the way we live, this beat up hole, everything, ain't you? So tired, moaning and groaning all the time, but you wouldn't do nothing to help, would you? You couldn't be on my side for that long for nothing, could you?
Walter, please leave me alone.
A man needs for a woman to back him up.
Walter.
Mama would listen to you. You know she listen to you more than she do me, and Benny should think more of you. All you got to do is just sit down with her when you're drinking your coffee and talking about things like you do, and you just sip your coffee, see, and say easy like that you've been thinking about that deal Walter Lee is so interested in, about the store and all, and sip some more coffee like what you saying ain't that important to you. And the next thing you know, she listening good and asking questions. And when I come home, I can tell her the details. This ain't no fly-by-night proposition, baby. I mean, we figured it out. Me, Willie, and Bobo.
Bobo.
Yeah. You see, this little liquor store cost $75,000, and we figured initial investment on the place be about $30,000. See, $10,000 each. Of course, there's a couple hundreds you got to pay, so you don't spend your life waiting for them clowns to get your license.
You
approved.
mean graft?
Oh, don't call it that. See there? That just goes to show you what women understand about the world. Baby, don't nothing happen for you in this world unless you pay somebody off.
Walter, leave me alone. Eat your eggs, they're gonna be cold.
You see that? Man says to his woman, I got me a dream, and his woman say, eat your eggs. Man say, I gotta take hold of this here world, baby. And a woman will say, eat your eggs and go to work. A man say, I got to change my life. I'm choking to death, baby. And his woman say, your eggs getting cold?
Walter, that ain't none of our money.
This morning, I was looking in the mirror and thinking about it. I'm 35 years old. I've been married 11 years, and I got a boy who sleeps in the living room. And all I got to give him is nothing but stories about how rich white people live.
Eat your eggs, Walter.
Damn my eggs, and damn all the eggs that ever was.
Then go to work.
See, I'm trying to talk to you about me, and all you can say is eat them eggs and go to work?
Honey, you never say nothing new. I listen to you every day, every night, and every morning, and you never say nothing new. So you would rather be Mr. Arnold than be his chauffeur. So I would rather be living in Buckingham Palace.
That is just what's wrong with the colored woman in this world. Don't understand nothing about building the men up, making them feel like they somebody, like they can do something.
There are colored men who do things.
No thanks to the colored women.
Well, being a colored woman, I guess I can't help myself none.
We one group of men tied to a race of women with small minds.
Morning, Benny.
I'm going to start timing those people in that bathroom.
You should get up earlier.
Really? Would you suggest dawn? Where's the paper?
Benny, you are one horrible looking chick at this hour.
Good morning, everybody.
How's school coming?
Lovely. Lovely. And you know, biology is the greatest. Yesterday, I dissected something that looked just like you.
I just wondered if you made up your mind and everything.
And what did I answer yesterday morning? And the day before that?
Don't be so nasty, Benny.
And the day before that? And the day before that?
I'm interested in, is something wrong with that? Ain't many girls who decide
To be a doctor.
Have we figured out yet just exactly how much medical school gonna cost?
Come on out here, please.
Walter Lee, why don't you leave that girl alone and get on out of here to work?
Beneath it, you know the check is coming tomorrow.
That money belongs to Mama, Walter. And it's for her to decide how to use it. I don't care if she wants to buy a house or a rocket ship or just nail it up and look at it. It's hers. Not ours, hers.
Now, ain't that fine? You just got your mother's interest at heart, ain't you, girl? You're such a nice girl, but mama can always take a few thousand and help you through school, too, can't she?
I have never asked anyone around here to do anything for me.
No, but the line between asking and just accepting when the time comes is big and wide, ain't it?
What do you want from me, brother? That I quit school or just drop dead? Which?
I don't want nothing for you to stop acting holy around here. Me and Ruth done made some sacrifices for you. Why can't you do something for the family?
Walter, don't be dragging me in it.
You are in it. Don't you get up and work in somebody's kitchen and help with clothes on her back?
Walter, that's not
It
fair.
ain't that nobody expects you to get down on your knees and say, thank you, brother. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, mama. Thank you, Travis, for wearing the same pair of shoes for 2 semesters.
Well, I do. All right. Thank everybody. And forgive me for ever wanting to be anything at all. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me.
Please stop. Your mama will hear you.
Who the hell told you had to be a doctor? You so crazy about messing around with sick people? Then go be a nurse like other women. Or you could just get married and shut up.
Well, you finally got it said. It took you 3 years, but you finally got it said. Walter, give up. Leave me alone. It's Mama's money.
He was my father, too.
So what? He was mine, too, and Travis's grandfather. But the insurance money belongs to Mama. Picking on me is not going to make her give it to you to invest in any liquor stores. And I, for one, say God bless Mama for that.
See, Ruth, did you hear? Did you hear?
Honey, please go to work.
Nobody in this house is ever gonna understand me.
Because you're a nut.
Who's a nut?
You are a nut. The is mad, boy.
The world's most backward race of people, and that's a fact.
And then there are all those prophets who would lead us out of the wilderness into the swamps.
Benny, why you always gotta be picking on your brother? Can't you be a little sweeter sometimes?
I need some money for coffee.
50 cents. Here. Take a taxi.
Who that round here slamming doors at this hour?
And that was Walter Lee. He and Benny was at it again.
My children and their tempers. Oh, Lord. If this old plant don't get more sun than it's been getting, it ain't ever gonna see spring again. What's the matter with you this morning, Ruth? You looks right peaked. You aiming to iron all them things? Leave some... Benny, what was you and your brother fussing about?
It's not important, Mama.
Ruth, what was they fussing about?
Now you know as well as I do.
Brother still worrying himself sick about that money?
You know he is.
You had breakfast?
Some coffee.
Girl, you better start eating and looking after yourself better. You're almost as thin as Travis.
Lena,
Uh-huh.
what are you gonna do with it?
Now, don't you start, child. It's too early in the morning to be talking about money. Besides, it ain't Christian.
It's just that he got his heart set on that store.
We ain't no business people, Ruth. We just plain working folks.
Well, ain't nobody business people till they go into business. And Walter Lee says colored people ain't never gonna start getting ahead till they start gambling on some different kinds of things in the world. Investments and things.
What done gotten to you, girl? Walter Lee done finally sold you on investing?
No. Mama, something's happening between Walter and me. I don't know what it is, but he needs something. Something I can't give him anymore. He needs this chance, Lena.
But liquor, honey.
Well, Walter say I expect people always gonna be drinking themselves some liquor.
Well, whether they drinks it or not ain't none of my business. But whether I sells it to 'em is. And I don't want that on my ledger this late in life. Ruth Younger, what's the matter with you today? You look like you could fall over right there.
I'm tired.
Then you better stay home from work.
I can't stay home. She be calling up the agency. My girl didn't come in today. Send me somebody. My girl didn't come in. Oh, she just have a fit.
Well, let her have it. I'll just call her up and say you got the flu.
Why the flu?
'Cause it sounds respectable to them. Something white people get too. They know about the flu. Otherwise, they think you're being cut up or something when you tell them you're sick.
I got to go in. We need the money.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Somebody would have thought my children done all but starved to death the way they talk about money here late. Child, we got a great big old check coming tomorrow.
Now that's your money. It ain't got nothing to do with me. We all feel like that. Walter and Benny and me, even Travis.
$10,000.
Sure is wonderful.
$10,000.
You know what you should do, Miss Lena? You should take yourself a trip somewhere to Europe or South America or someplace.
Oh,
No, I'm
child.
serious. Just pack up and leave. Forget about the family and just have yourself a ball for once in your life.
You sound like I'm just about ready to die. Who'd go with me? What I look like wandering around Europe all by myself?
Shoot. These here rich white women do it all the time. They don't think nothing about packing up their suitcases and piling on one of them big steamships and whoosh, they gone, child.
Something always told me I wasn't no rich white woman.
Well, what are you gonna do with it then?
I ain't rightly decided. Course, some of it got to be put away for Beneath's medical school, and ain't nothing gonna touch that part, nothing. Been thinking that maybe we could meet the notes on a little old two-story somewhere with a yard where Travis could play in the summertime. If we use part of the insurance for a down payment and everybody kind of pitch in, I could maybe take on a little day work again.
Well, Lord knows we put enough rent into this here old rat trap to pay for 4 houses by now.
Rat trap. Yes, that's all it is. I remember just as well the day me and Big Walter moved in here, though. Hadn't been married but 2 weeks and wasn't planning on living here no more than a year. We was gonna set away little by little, don't you know, and buy a little place out at Morgan Park. Even picked out the house. Looks right dumpy today. But child, you should know all the dreams I had about buying that house and fixing it up and making me a little garden in the back. And didn't none of it happen.
Yes, life can be a barrel of disappointment sometimes.
Big Walter used to say he'd get right wet in the eyes sometimes, lean his head back with the water standing in his eyes and say, seemed like God didn't see fit to give the black man nothing but dreams. But he did give us children to make them dreams seem worthwhile. He could talk like that, don't you know?
Yes, he sure could. He was a good man, Mr. Younger.
Yes, a fine man. Just could never catch up with his dreams, that's all.
What could be so dirty on that woman's rugs that she has to vacuum them every single day?
Well, I wish a certain young woman round here who I could name would take inspiration about certain rugs in a certain apartment I could also mention.
How much cleaning can a house need, for Christ's sake?
Benny.
Just listen to her. Just listen.
Oh, God.
Benny, if you use the Lord's name just one more time.
Oh, Mama.
Just fresh as salt, this girl.
Beneath her. That just wasn't necessary.
Well, neither is God. I get sick of hearing about God.
Beneath her.
I mean it. It's just that I get tired of him getting credit for all the things the human race achieves through its own stubborn effort. There simply is no blasted God. There is only man, and it is he who makes miracles.
Now you say after me, in my mother's house, there is still God. In my mother's house, there is still God.
In my mother's house, there's still God.
There are some ideas we ain't gonna have in this house. Not long as I'm still head of this family.
Yes, ma'am.
Benny, you think you a woman, but you still a little girl. What you did was childish, so you got treated like a child.
I see. I also see that everybody thinks it's all right for Mama to be a tyrant. But all the tyranny in the world would never put a God in the heavens.
She said she was sorry. Lena?
They frightens me, Ruth. My children.
You got good children, Lena. They just a little off sometimes, but they're good.
No, there's something come down between me and them that don't let us understand each other, and I don't know what it is. One done almost lost his mind thinking about money all the time, and the other done commenced to talk about things I can't seem to understand in no form or fashion. What is it that's changing, Ruth?
No, you're taking it all too seriously. You just got strong-willed children, and it takes a strong woman like you to keep them in hand.
They spirited all right, my children. Got to admit they got spirit, Benny and Walter. Like this little old plant that ain't never had enough sunshine or nothing. And look at it.
You sure loves that little old thing, don't you?
Well, I always wanted me a garden like folks had down home. This plant is close as I ever got to having one. Lord, Lord, ain't nothing as dreary as the view from this window on a dreary day, is there? Why ain't you singing this morning, Ruth? Sing that No Ways Tired. That song always lifts me up so. Ruth! Ruth, honey! What's the matter with you? Ruth?
Oh, Mama.
Grandmama, that stuff Benny's using to spray them cockroaches smells awful. Can I go downstairs, please?
Did you get all them chores done already? I ain't seen you doing much.
Yes'm, finished early. Where'd Mama go this morning?
She had to go on a little errand
Where?
to tend to her business.
Well, I guess from all the happy faces, everybody knows.
Ruth, you pregnant? Lord have mercy. I sure hope it's a little old girl. Travis ought to have a sister.
How far along are you?
2 months.
Did you mean to? I mean, did you plan it? Or was it an accident?
What do you know about planning or not planning?
She's 20 years old, Lena.
Did you plan it, Ruth?
Mind your own business.
It is my business. Where is he going to sleep? On the roof? Gee, I didn't mean that, Ruth. Honest. Gee, I don't feel like that at all. I think it's wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yes, really.
Doctor say everything gonna be all right?
Yes, she says everything's gonna be fine.
She? What doctor you went to? Ruth, honey, what's the matter with you? You sick?
What's the matter with her, Mama?
She be all right. Women gets right depressed sometimes when they get her way. Now, you just relax. That's right. Just lean back. Don't think about nothing at all. Nothing at all.
I'm all right.
Come on now, honey. you need to lie down and rest and have some nice hot food.
Oh, my God. That must be Asagai.
Hello, Elijah.
Hello. Well, come in. And please excuse everything. My mother was very upset about the place looking like this.
You look disturbed. Is something wrong?
Yes, we've all got acute ghettoitis. So, sit down. So, how was Canada?
Canadian.
Asagai, I'm very glad you are back.
Are you really?
Yes, very.
Why? You were quite glad when I went away. What happened?
You went away.
Ah.
Before, you wanted to be so serious. Before there was time.
How much time must there be before one knows what one feels?
What did you bring me?
Open it and see.
Asagai! You got the robes for me. How beautiful. Oh, and the records too.
Oh, wait. I shall have to teach you how to drape it properly. Oh, big a day about a You wear it well. Very well. Mutilated hair and all.
My hair. What's wrong with my hair?
Were you born with it like that?
No, of course not.
How then?
You know perfectly well how. As crinkly as yours. That's how.
And it is ugly to you that way?
Oh, no, not ugly. But it's so hard to manage when it's, well, raw.
And so to accommodate that, you mutilate it every week?
It's not mutilation.
Oh, please. I'm only teasing you because you are so very serious about these things. Do you remember the first time we met at school? You came up to me and you said, and I thought you were the most serious little thing I had ever seen. You said, Mr. Asagai, I wanted very much to talk with you about Africa. You see, Mr. Asagai, I am looking for my identity.
Yes.
Well, it is true that this is not so much a profile of a Hollywood queen. as perhaps a queen of denial. Well, what does it matter? Assimilationism is so popular in your country.
I am not an assimilationist.
Such a serious one. So, you like the robes? You must take excellent care of them. They are for my sister's personal wardrobe.
You sent all the way home for me?
For you, I would do much more. Well, and that is what I came for. I must go.
Will you call me Monday?
Yes, we have a great deal to talk about, you and I. Goodbye.
Get down them steps, boy.
Yes, ma'am.
You mean it done really come?
Oh, Miss Lena.
Well, I don't know what we all so excited about around here for. We known it was coming for months.
Well, there's a whole lot different from having it come and being able to hold it in your hands. A piece of paper worth $10,000.
Here it is, Mama.
Well, come on, open it. Lord have mercy, I wish Walter Lee was here.
Open it, Grandmama.
Now, you all be quiet. It's just a check.
Open it.
Now, don't act silly. We ain't never been no people to act silly about no money.
We ain't ever had none before. Open it.
Travis, is them the right amount of zeros?
Yes'm. $10,000. Golly, Grandmama, you rich.
$10,000. Put it away somewhere, Ruth. $10,000 they give you. $10,000.
What's the matter with Grandmama? Don't you want to be rich?
You go on out and play now, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
You gone and got yourself upset.
I expect if it wasn't for you all, I would just put that money away or give it to the church or something.
Now, what kind of talk is that? Mr. Younger would just be plain mad if he could hear you talking foolish like that.
Yes, he sure would. We got enough to do with that money, all right. Where did you go today, girl?
To the doctor.
Now, Ruth, you know better than that. Old Dr. Jones is strange enough in his way, but there ain't nothing about him make somebody slip and call him she like you done this morning.
Well, that's just what happened. My tongue slipped.
You went to see that woman, didn't you?
What woman are you talking about?
That woman who...
The mailman come. Did it come? Oh. Now, Mama, look. Old Willie Harris put everything on paper.
Son, I think you ought to talk to your wife. I'll go on out and leave you alone.
I can talk to her later. Mama, look, please.
Son.
Will somebody just listen to me today?
I don't allow no yelling in this house, Walter Lee, and you know it. And there ain't gonna be no investing in no liquor stores.
But, Mama, you ain't even looked at it.
I don't aim to have to speak on that again.
You ain't even looked at it, and you don't aim to have to speak on that again? You ain't even looked at it, and you decided. Well, you tell that to my boy tonight when you put him to sleep on the living room couch.
Where you going?
Out.
Where?
Just out of this house somewhere.
I'll come too.
I don't want you to come.
I got something to talk to you about,
Well,
Walter.
that's too bad.
Walter Lee, sit down.
I'm a grown man, Mama.
Ain't nobody said you wasn't grown, but you still in my house and in my presence. And as long as you are, you will talk to your wife civil. Now sit down.
Oh, let him go out and drink himself to death. He makes me sick to my stomach.
And you turn minds too, baby. That woman was my biggest mistake.
Walter, what is the matter with you?
Matter with me? Ain't nothing the matter with me.
Yes, there is. Something eating you up like a crazy man. Something more than me not giving you this money. The past few years, I've been watching it happen to you. You get all nervous acting and kind of wild in the eyes. I said, sit there now. I'm talking to you.
Mama, I don't need no nagging at me today.
Seem like you getting to a place where you're always tied up in some kind of knot about something. But if anybody asks you about it, you just yell at them and bust out the house and go out and drink somewheres. Walter Lee, people can't live with that. Ruth's a good, patient girl in her way, but you're getting to be too much. Boy, don't make the mistake of driving that girl away from you.
Why? What'd she ever do for me?
She loves you.
I'm going out. I want to be by myself for a while.
I'm sorry about your liquor store, son. It just wasn't the thing for us to do. That's what I want to tell you about.
I gotta go out, Mama.
It's dangerous, son.
What's dangerous?
When a man goes outside his home to look for peace.
Then why can't there never be no peace in this house then?
You done found it in some other house?
No. There ain't no woman. Why do women always think there's a woman somewhere when a man gets restless, Mama? Do you know what this money means to me? Do you know what this money can do for us? Mama, I want so many things.
Yes, son.
I want so many things that it's driving me kind of crazy, Mama. Look at me.
I'm looking at you. You're a good-looking boy. You got a job, a nice wife, a fine boy.
A job. Mama, a job. I open and close car doors all day long. I drive a man around in his limousine and I say, yes, sir. No, sir. Oh, very good, sir. Shall I take the drive, sir? Mama, ain't no kind of job that ain't nothing at all. Mama, I don't know if I can even make you understand.
Understand what, baby?
Sometimes it's like I can see the future stretched out in front of me, just plain as day. The future, Mama, hanging over there at the edge of my days, just waiting for me. A big, looming, blank space full of nothing. Just waiting for me. But it don't have to be. Mama, sometimes when I'm downtown driving that man around and I pass them cool, quiet-looking restaurants where them white boys are sitting back and talking about things, sitting there turning deals worth millions of dollars. Sometimes I see guys don't look much older than me.
Son, how come you talk so much about money?
Because it is life, Mama.
Oh, so now money is life. Once upon a time, freedom used to be life. Now it's money.
No, it was always money, Mama. We just didn't know about it.
No, something has changed. You something new, boy. In my time, we was worried about not being lynched and getting to the north if we could, and how to stay alive and still have a pinch of dignity, too. Now here come you and Benitha talking about things we ain't never even thought about hardly, me and your daddy. You ain't satisfied or proud of nothing we done. I mean that you had a home, that we kept you out of trouble till you was grown, that you don't have to ride to work on the back of nobody's streetcar. You my children, but I, different we done become.
You just don't understand, Mama. You just don't understand.
Son, do you know your wife is expecting another baby? That's what she wanted to talk to you about. This isn't for me to be telling, but you ought to know. I think Ruth is thinking about getting rid of that child.
No. Ruth wouldn't do that.
When the world gets ugly enough, a woman will do anything for her family. The part that's already living.
You don't know Ruth, Mama. If you think she would do that.
Yes, I would too, Walter. I gave her a $5 down payment.
Well, son, I'm waiting to hear you say something. I'm waiting to hear how you be your father's son, be the man he was. Your wife says she gonna destroy your child. And I'm waiting to hear you talk like him and say, we are people who give children life, not who destroys them. I'm waiting to see you stand up and look like your daddy and say, we done give up one baby to poverty and that we ain't gonna give up nary another one. I'm waiting. If you, a son of mine, tell her you are a disgrace to your father's memory.
More of A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry in a moment. If you've missed anything so far, you can listen online at latw.org or check this station's website. And send us your comments and suggestions. Our email address is radio@latw.org. This is LA Theater Works.
Support for this program is provided by the National Endowment for the Arts, a public agency dedicated to supporting excellence in the arts, because a great nation deserves great art. More information is available at NEA.gov. LA Theater Works shows are performed and recorded in front of a live audience for later broadcast on your public radio station as part of our Los Angeles in-performance season. More information about our current season and how you could become a part of our live broadcast recording is at LA Theater Works box office at latw.org. Major funding for LA Theater Works live performance season is provided by the Peter Glenville Foundation.
LA Theater Works brings the African American experience to life in its catalog of more than 300 titles. In a Huey P. Newton story, Roger Ganvere Smith portrays the controversial figurehead of the Black Panthers.
I don't want to appear to you like I'm a fake. I don't want to play the fake on you people. But really, people, come on, realize this. I'm just what they call a regular human being.
A Harlem family dreams of a better life in ceremonies in dark old men.
You mean to tell me that you're going to turn this shop into a bootleg joint?
I can turn it into anything that I want to.
Not while I'm still here.
Ruby McCullum, with James Morrison and Loretta Devine, recounts a true story of murder and injustice in a small southern town.
I had the impression that her every muscle was set and locked in place. Yet even under her terrible strain, she possessed dignity.
These titles and hundreds more are available at our website. Go to latw.org. This is LA Theater Works. Now, LA Theater Works continues with A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry, starring Judy Ann Elder, Corey Hawkins, Deidre Henry, and Rutina Wesley.
This bitter earth, well,
what fruit it bears. What good is love? Oh, what have we got on tonight?
You are looking at what a well-dressed Nigerian woman wears. Isn't it beautiful? Enough of this assimilationist junk.
What kind of dance is that?
A folk dance.
What kind of folks do that, honey?
It's from Nigeria. It's a dance of welcome.
Who you welcoming?
The men. Back to the village.
Where they been?
How should I know? Out hunting or something. Anyway, they're coming back now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And Ethiopia stretched forth her arms again.
Yes, and Africa sure is claiming her own tonight.
Shut up. I'm digging them drums. Them drums move me. In my heart of hearts, I am much warrior.
In your heart of hearts, you are much drunker.
Yeah, me and Jomo. Oh, that's my man, Kenyatta. Flaming spear, hot damn. Okamagosier! Oh, the lion is waking. A Weemaway.
Weemaway.
Listen, my black brothers.
We hear you.
Do you hear the waters rushing against the shores of the coastlands?
Okamagosier.
Do you hear the screeching of the cocks in yonder hills, beyond where the chiefs meet in council for the coming of the mighty war?
Okamagosier.
Do you hear the beating of the wings of the birds flying low over the mountains and the low places of our land?
Okamagosier.
Do you hear the singing of the women? Singing the war songs of our fathers to the babies in the great houses, singing the sweet war songs. Oh, do you hear, my black brothers?
We hear you, flaming spear.
Telling us to prepare for the greatness of the time. George, my black brother.
Black brother, hell.
Beneatha, you've got company. What's the matter with you? Walter Lee, get down off that table and stop acting like a fool. He's had a little to drink. I don't know what her excuse is.
Look, Benny, honey, we're going to the theater. We're not going to be in it. So go change, huh? What in the name?
Girl, you done lost your natural mind? Look at your head.
What have you done to your head? I mean, your hair.
Nothing, except cut it off.
Now that's the truth. It's what ain't been done to it. You can't expect this boy to go out with you with your head all nappy like that.
That's up to George, if he's ashamed of his heritage.
Oh, don't be so proud of yourself, Benny, just because you look eccentric.
How can something that's natural be eccentric?
That's what being eccentric means, being natural. Get dressed.
I don't like that, George.
Why must you and your brother make an argument out of everything people say?
Because I hate assimilationist Negroes.
Will somebody please tell me what this whoever means?
Oh, it's just a college girl's way of calling people Uncle Toms. But that isn't what it means at all.
Well, what does it mean?
It means someone who is willing to give up his own culture and submerge himself completely in the dominant, and in this case, oppressive culture.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. Here we go. A lecture on the African past, on our great West African heritage. In 1 second, we will hear all about the great Ashanti empires, the great Songhai civilizations, and the great sculpture of Benin, and then some poetry in the Bantu. And the whole monologue will end with the word heritage. Let's face it, baby. Your heritage is nothing but a bunch of raggedy-ass spirituals and some grass huts.
Grass huts! See there. You are standing there in your splendid ignorance talking about people who were the first to smelt iron on the face of the earth. The Ashanti were performing surgical operations when the English were still tattooing themselves with blue dragons.
What time is the show?
Well, it's an 8:30 curtain. That's just Chicago, though. In New York, standard curtain time is 8:40.
Oh, well, you get to New York a lot?
A few times a year.
Oh, that's nice. I've never been to New York.
New York ain't got nothing Chicago ain't. Just a bunch of hustling people all squeezed up together being Eastern.
Oh, you've been?
Plenty of time.
Walter Lee, young
Plenty. How's the old man making out? I understand you all gonna buy that big hotel on the drive. Shrewd move. Your old man is all right, man. I mean, he knows how to operate, you know what I mean? I mean, he thinks big, you know what I mean? But I think it's kind of running out of ideas now. I'd like to talk to him. Listen, man, I got some plans that could turn this city upside down. I mean, I think like he does. Big. Invest big, gamble big, hell, lose big if you have to. You know what I mean? It's hard to find a man on this whole South Side who understands my kind of thinking. You dig? Me and you ought to sit down and talk sometimes, man. Man, I got me some ideas.
Yeah, sometimes we'll have to do that, Walter.
Yeah. Well, when you get the time, man. I know you a busy little boy.
Walter, please.
I know ain't nothing in this world as busy as you colored college boys with your fraternity pins and white shoes.
Oh, Walter.
Yeah, I see y'all all the time with the books tucked under your arms going to your classes. And for what? The hell you learning over there, man? Filling up your heads with the sociology and the psychology. They teach you how to be a man, how to take over and run this world. They teach you how to run a rubber plantation or a steel mill. No, just to talk proper and read books and wear them faggoty-looking white shoes.
Yo, all whacked out with bitterness, man.
And you? Ain't you bitter? Ain't you just about had it yet? Don't you see no stars gleaming? And you can't reach out and grab. You happy? You contented son of a bitch. You happy? See, you got it made. Bitter? Man, I'm a volcano. Bitter? Man, I'm a giant surrounded by ants. Ants who can't even understand what it is the giant is talking about.
Oh, Walter, ain't you with nobody?
No! Because ain't nobody with me. Not even my own mother.
Walter, that's a terrible thing to say.
Well, hey. Benny, you look great.
What's the matter with your head?
I cut it off, brother.
Well, I'll be damned. So that's what they mean by the African bush.
Ha ha. Let's go, George.
You know something? I like it. Oh, it's sharp. I mean, it really is.
Yes, I think so too.
Oh, no. You leave yours alone, baby. You might turn out to have a pin-shaped head or something.
See you later.
Have a nice time.
Thanks. Good night. Good night, Prometheus.
Who is Prometheus?
I don't know, honey. You don't worry about it.
See there? They get to a point where they can't even insult you man to man. They got to go and talk about something ain't nobody never even heard of.
How do you know it was an insult? Maybe Prometheus is a nice fella.
Prometheus, I bet there ain't even no such thing. I bet that simple-minded clowns.
Walter.
Don't start.
Start what?
You're nagging. Where was I? Who was I with? How much money did I spend?
Walter Lee, why don't we just try and talk about it?
I've been out talking with people who understand me, people who care about the things that I got on my mind.
I guess that means people like Willie Harris.
Yes, people like Willie Harris.
Well, why don't y'all just hurry up and go into the banking business and stop talking about it?
Why? You want to know why? Because we all tied up in a race of people that don't know how to do nothing but moan and pray and have babies.
Oh, Walter. Honey, why can't you stop fighting me?
Who's fighting you? Who even cares about you?
Well, I guess I might as well go on to bed. I don't know where we lost it, but we have. I'm sorry about this new baby, Walter. I guess maybe I better go on and do what I started. I guess I just didn't realize how bad things was with us. I guess I just didn't realize. You want some hot milk?
Hot milk?
Yes, hot milk.
Why hot milk?
Because after all that liquor, you ought to have something hot in your stomach.
I don't want no milk.
You want some coffee then?
No, I don't want no coffee. I don't want nothing hot to drink. Why are you always trying to give me something to eat?
What else I got to give you, Walter Lee Younger?
Baby, it's been rough, ain't it? I guess between two people, there ain't never as much understanding as folks generally think there is. I mean, like between me and you. How we gets to a place where we're scared to talk softness to each other. Why you think it gotta be like that, Ruth? What is it that gets into people all to be close?
I don't know, honey. I think about it a lot.
On account of you and me, you mean? The way something's come down between us.
There ain't so much between us, Walter. Not when you come to me and try to talk to me. Try to be with me a little even.
Sometimes I don't even know how to try.
Walter.
Yes.
Honey, life don't have to be like this. I mean, Sometimes people can do things so that things are better. You remember how we used to talk when Travis was born? About the way we was going to live and the kind of house. Well, it's all starting to slip away from us.
Oh. Mama, where have you been?
My, them steps is getting longer and longer. Whew. How you feeling this evening, Ruth?
Mama, where have you been all day?
Ruth, where's Travis?
I'll let him go out and he ain't come back yet? Oh, boy, is he gonna get it.
Mama,
Yes, son.
where did you go this afternoon?
I went downtown to tend to some business that I had to tend to.
What kind of business?
You know better than to question me like a child, brother.
Where were you, Mama? Mama, you didn't do something crazy. With that money, something crazy.
No, Mama.
Mama, I nothing. You gonna get it, boy. Get in that bedroom and get yourself ready.
But I just...
Why don't you never let the child explain itself?
Keep out of it, Lena. 1,000 times I've told you not to go off like that.
Well, at least let me tell him something. I want him to be the first one to hear. Come here, baby. Travis, you know that money we got in the mail this morning?
Yes'm.
Well, what do you think your grandmama gone and done with that money?
I don't know, Grandmama.
She went and she bought you a house.
Walter.
You glad about the house? It's gonna be yours when you get to be a man.
Yes'm. I always wanted to live in a house.
All right. Give me some sugar then. Now, when you say your prayers tonight, you thank God and your grandfather, 'cause it was him who give you the house in his way.
Now you get out of here and get ready for your beating.
Oh, Mama. Oh, gee.
No, get on in there.
Yes, ma'am.
So you went and did it.
Yes, I did.
Praise God. Oh, please, honey. Walter, let me be glad. You be glad, too. Oh, Walter. Walter, a home. A home. Well, where is it? How big is it? How much is it going to cost?
Well,
when are we moving?
First of the month.
Praise God.
It's a nice house, too, Walter. 3 bedrooms, nice big one for you and Ruth. Me and Benita still have to share our room, but Travis has one of his own. And I figures if the new baby is a boy, we could get one of them double-decker outfits. And there's a yard with a little patch of dirt where I could maybe get to grow me a few flowers. And a nice big basement and...
Walter, honey, be glad.
'Cause I don't want to make it sound fancier than it is. It's just a plain little old house, but it's built good and solid, and it will be ours. Walter Lee, it makes a difference in a man when he can walk on floors that belongs to him.
Where is it?
Well, it's out there in Claiborne Park.
Where?
406 Claiborne Street, Claiborne Park.
Claiborne Park? Mama, there ain't no colored people living in Claiborne Park.
Well, there's gonna be some there now.
So that's the peace and comfort you went out and bought for us today.
Son, I just tried to find the nicest place for the least amount of money for my family.
Well, of course, I ain't never been afraid of no crackers, mind you, but wasn't there no other houses nowhere?
Them houses they put up for colored in them areas way out all seem to cost twice as much as other houses. I did the best I could.
Well, all I can say is if this is my time in life, my time to say goodbye these goddamn crack walls and these Martian roaches and this cramped little closet, which ain't now, no never will be no kitchen, then I'm gonna say it loud and good. Hallelujah and goodbye, misery. I don't never want to see your ugly face again. Lena.
Yes, honey.
Is there a whole lot of sunlight?
Yes, child. There's a whole lot of sunlight.
I guess I better go see about Travis. Lord, I sure don't feel like whipping nobody today.
Son, you understand what I done, don't you? I just seen my family falling apart today. Just falling to pieces in front of my eyes. We couldn't have gone on like we was today. We was going backwards instead of forwards, talking about killing babies and wishing each other was dead. When it gets like that in life, you just got to do something different. Push on out and do something bigger. I wish you'd say something, son. I wish you'd say how deep inside you think I done the right thing.
What you need me to say you done right for? You the head of this family. You run our lives like you want to. It was your money, and you did what you wanted with it. So what you need for me to say it was all right for? So you butchered up a dream of mine. You, who always talking about your children's dreams.
Walter Lee!
This is LA Theatre Works' production of A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry. Our story continues in Hour 2.
Just tell me what it is you want to be, and you'll be it. Whatever you want to be, yes, sir. You just name it, son.
Stay tuned for Hour 2 of A Raisin in the Sun, produced by LA Theatre Works. If you've missed anything so far, or can't wait for Hour 2, you can listen online. Go to latw.org or check this station's website for more information.
Funding for LA Theatre Works is provided by listeners like you. For more information on supporting LA Theatre Works programs, including live productions, tours, radio broadcasts, library access, and educational outreach, visit our website at latw.org.
A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry stars Judy Ann Elder, James Gleason, Noah Gray Cabey, Corey Hawkins, Deirdre Henry, Terrell Tilford, Rutina Wesley, and Myron E. Willis. Our director is Lou Bellamy. Send your comments and suggestions to radio@latw.org. I'm Susan Lowenberg, producing director of LA Theatre Works.
Support for LA Theatre Works is provided by the many friends and contributors who are our producing partners, including listeners like you. You can learn more about our local and national arts and educational programs and how you can support bringing great theater to people across the nation by visiting our website at latw.org. Additional support for LA Theatre Works broadcast series is provided by the Capital Group Company's Charitable Foundation, the Department of Cultural Affairs, City of Los Angeles, and the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors through the Los Angeles County Arts Commission. This is LA Theatre Works. Please be advised